Your Daily 180, 180 seconds of pure Bible study.
The very words of Jesus, "Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." Is it possible to consider yourself blessed in the midst of persecution? Well, as a matter of fact, it's expected of us. We'll look at a lot of verses as we go through this study. But the idea of being blessed, being joyful in the midst of persecution, is rather interesting as we look at the Beatitudes. The very first Beatitude says, "Blessed are the poor in spirit," and there the idea is those who renounce self, those who realize they're totally dependent upon God. But did you notice the way Matthew 5 and verse 3 ends? It says, "Blessed are those who are poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." Matthew chapter 5 and verse 10 ends the same way. "Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." It's sort of like their bookends. If you decide that you're going to renounce yourself and you're going to live for the kingdom, and you decide that persecution's all right, as long as it's for righteousness' sake, then yours is the kingdom of heaven. You see, Christianity and Christian joy does not depend upon peace and tranquility. Now, we're going to start today looking at Matthew chapter 10. Tomorrow we're going to look at some more verses from Matthew 10. But I want you to understand that Jesus, He tells the 12, "I'm sending you out," and don't get the wrong idea. Don't get the idea that everyone's going to love you and everything's going to be great. No, as a matter of fact, in Matthew chapter 10, beginning at verse number 16, Jesus says to the 12, "Behold, I send you out as sheep in the midst of wolves." Now that in itself is rather weird. What kind of motivator is Jesus? Because you see, sheep are basically defenseless animals. You've never heard of an attack sheep. No, sheep are going to be vulnerable. And He's saying, "I'm sending you out as sheep in the midst of wolves." He goes on to say, "Therefore be wise as serpents and harmless as doves, but beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils and scourge you in their synagogues." Why are you saying this, Lord? I didn't think that's what Christianity is about. I didn't think it should be that hard. Who said it shouldn't be that hard? You see, you need to understand for what purpose we've been put here. Join us again tomorrow for your Daily 180.